Imagine facing bankruptcy, yet managing to retain your wealth and even grow it. It sounds impossible, right? But individuals like Henry Ford and Walt Disney did just that. Despite facing financial turmoil, they rebounded stronger than ever. So, what's their secret? Understanding how the wealthy think and act differently, especially in financial matters, is crucial. In this video, we're diving deep into 10 financial pitfalls the wealthy dodge that the average person falls into. We'll uncover the strategies these individuals use to sidestep common financial traps, helping you make smarter decisions with your money. Ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly build wealth while others struggle to make ends meet? It all comes down to mindset and knowledge. By the end of this video, you'll have a clearer understanding of the financial pitfalls to avoid and the steps you can take to secure your financial future. So, are you ready to learn from the mistakes of the average person and adopt the strategies of the wealthy? Hit that subscribe button and let's dive in. All right, let's kick things off with a big one. Understanding the balance between risk and reward. Imagine you're deciding whether to invest your hard-earned money in something. On one side, there's the risk, the chance you might lose some or all of your investment. On the other side, there's the reward, the potential for making a profit. Now here's the deal, the wealthy folks, they've got this balancing act down to a science. They know that taking on too much risk without a good chance for reward is like playing a game of chance without knowing the rules. It's a gamble, and they prefer not to gamble with their money. Take, for example, someone like Warren Buffett. He's famous for his cautious approach to investing. He doesn't throw his money into anything that promises sky-high returns without looking at the potential risks first. It's all about weighing up the odds and making smart, informed decisions. But here's where things can go wrong for the average person. They see an opportunity that promises big returns, and they jump in head first without stopping to think about the risks. Maybe it's a hot new investment trend or a flashy app promising to double your money overnight. Sounds tempting, right? But here's the catch. If something sounds too good to be true, it usually is. High returns often come with high risks attached, and if you're not careful, you could end up losing more than you bargained for. The key is to find that sweet spot where the potential rewards outweigh the risks, but not by too much. So, the next time you're thinking about investing your money, remember to take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Consider the risks, weigh up the potential rewards, and make sure you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. It's all about finding that balance and making smart choices for your financial future. Now let's talk about houses. Most people grow up dreaming about owning their own home, right? It's like this big milestone, a symbol of success. But here's the thing, the wealthy often have a different approach. They're not rushing into home ownership like it's a race. Nope. They're taking their time, weighing their options, and sometimes they're choosing to rent instead. You might be scratching your head at that one. Renting. But isn't that just throwing money away? Well, not necessarily. See, when you rent, you're not tying up a huge chunk of your cash in a down payment or mortgage. That means you've got more flexibility to invest that money elsewhere, where it might earn you a better return. It's like having a bunch of different doors to open, instead of just one big, heavy gate. Think about it this way, when you own a home, you're kind of putting all your eggs in one basket. If something goes wrong, say the housing market takes a dive or you lose your job, well, you're in a bit of a pickle. But when you're renting, you've got more wiggle room. If things get tough, you can downsize or move to a cheaper place without all the hassle of selling a house. And hey, let's not forget about all the other costs that come with home ownership. There's property taxes, maintenance, insurance, the list goes on. Renting means you can skip a lot of those headaches and let someone else deal with them. It's like outsourcing your stress, if you will. Now, I'm not saying home ownership is a bad thing. For some people, it's the right move at the right time. But it's not the be-all and end-all of financial success. The wealthy understand that sometimes it makes more sense to rent and use your money in other ways, like starting a business or investing in the stock market. So, the next time you find yourself daydreaming about that perfect little house with the white picket fence, just remember there's more than one path to financial freedom. Renting might not be as glamorous as owning, but it could be the smartest move you ever make. Keep your options open, think outside the box, and who knows? You might just end up living your best life without ever signing a mortgage. All right, let's talk about something crucial: protecting yourself in tough times. Picture this. Life throws you a curveball. Maybe it's a sudden job loss or a health emergency. What do? Well, the wealthy have a secret sauce for handling these situations. First off, they don't rely on just one income stream. Nope, they've got multiple streams flowing in. It's like having a bunch of backup plans lined up. So if one stream dries up, they've got others to fall back on. Smart, right? Now let's talk about education. No, not the kind you get in school, though that's important too, but the kind of education that keeps you financially secure. The wealthy invest in knowledge like it's going out of style. They're constantly learning, adapting, and staying ahead of the game. It's like having a superpower that protects them from financial storms. Oh, and here's another thing. They're not afraid to play it safe when they need to. Sure, taking risks can lead to big rewards, but sometimes it's better to be cautious. They'll opt for affordable education options and avoid making rash career moves without a backup plan. It's all about making smart, calculated moves to weather any storm that comes their way. But wait, there's more. Let's talk about savings. The wealthy know that having a stash of cash tucked away for a rainy day is essential. It's like having a safety net to catch you if you fall. So they'll make sure to set aside some money for emergencies just in case. And finally, let's not forget about insurance. Yep, the wealthy are big fans of protecting themselves with insurance policies. Whether it's health insurance, life insurance, or something else entirely, they understand the importance of being covered. It's like having a shield to deflect any unexpected blows life throws their way. By the way, if you're enjoying the video so far and want more topics like this, comment the word "more" so I know. Now let's talk about a trap that many fall into: investing in false assets. Now, what exactly are false assets? Well, think of them as shiny objects that seem valuable on the surface but don't hold up when you take a closer look. We're talking about investments that might look good on paper but don't really deliver the stability and growth you're hoping for. So, what do the wealthy do differently? They focus on real assets, things like physical real estate and gold. These are tangible investments that have intrinsic value. Picture it like this. Real estate is like owning a piece of land or a building. You can see it, touch it, and it's always going to have some value. It's like having a solid foundation that you can rely on. On the other hand, false assets are more like smoke and mirrors. They might seem promising at first, but they can be risky and unpredictable. Take certain paper investments, for example. They might offer high returns, but they're not backed by anything tangible. It's like trying to build a house on a shaky foundation. It might look okay for a while, but eventually it's going to crumble. Now, why do the wealthy prefer real assets? Well, for one thing, they offer stability. When you invest in something like physical real estate, you have more control over your investment. You can rent out the property, sell it if you need to, or even live in it yourself. It's like having a solid anchor in a stormy sea of financial markets. Another reason is that real assets tend to hold their value better over time. Sure, there might be ups and downs in the market, but in the long run, things like real estate and gold have a track record of preserving wealth. It's like investing in something that's been tried and tested over generations. You know it's not going to disappear overnight. So, when it comes to avoiding the trap of investing in false assets, the key is to focus on what's real and tangible. Look for investments that you can see and touch, ones that have a solid foundation and a track record of delivering results. By steering clear of shiny objects and sticking to tried and true investments, you can build a more secure financial future for yourself. All right, let's talk about one big mistake that many people make when it comes to their finances: not knowing where their money goes. This is a financial pitfall the wealthy dodge that the average person falls right into. So here's the deal: you might be earning a decent paycheck, but if you're not keeping track of where that money is going, it's like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in it. Sure, you might be putting money in, but it's disappearing just as fast. Now let's break down a couple of terms you might have heard: hedge funds and mutual funds. Hedge funds are like the VIP section of investing. They're exclusive, with high entry barriers and fees, but they offer more control and tailored strategies. On the other hand, Mutual funds are more like general admission tickets. They're accessible to anyone, but they might not offer the same level of customization. So why do wealthy individuals prefer hedge funds? Well, it's all about knowing where their money is going and having more control over their investments. It's like choosing a tailor-made suit over something off the rack. You want something that fits you perfectly and meets your specific needs. Now let's bring it back to your finances. If you're blindly throwing your money into mutual funds without really understanding where it's going or how it's being managed, you're setting yourself up for potential disappointment. It's like driving without a map. You might end up somewhere, but it might not be where you want to be. By taking the time to understand your investments and where your money is going, you're putting yourself in a much better position to make informed decisions. It's like being the captain of your own financial ship, steering it towards your goals with confidence. So take a cue from the wealthy and start paying attention to where your money is going. Whether it's into hedge funds, mutual funds, or other investments, knowing where your money is going is the first step towards building a solid financial foundation. Don't fall into the trap of not knowing. Take control and steer your finances in the right direction. Now let's talk about a big no-no in the world of finance: investing without really knowing what you're getting into. It's like jumping into a pool without checking if there's water first. Not the smartest move, right? Picture this. You've heard about this hot new investment opportunity. Maybe it's cryptocurrencies or some trendy startup. Everyone seems to be talking about how much money they're making, so you think, why not me too? But hold your horses. The problem starts when you dive into these investments head first, without understanding how they work or what the risks are. It's like driving a car without knowing how to steer or brake. You're just hoping for the best and crossing your fingers. Take cryptocurrencies, for example. Sure, you've heard success stories of people striking it rich overnight. But do you really understand what you're investing in? Cryptocurrencies can be incredibly volatile, with prices swinging up and down like a roller coaster. If you're not careful, you could end up losing a lot of money faster than you can say Bitcoin. Now, I'm not saying you should steer clear of every new investment opportunity that comes your way. What I'm saying is, do your homework first. Take the time to research and understand what you're getting yourself into. It's like studying for a test. The more you know, the better prepared you'll be. The wealthy don't just throw their money into something because it's trendy or everyone else is doing it. They take the time to educate themselves, to understand the ins and outs of the investment before they commit a single dollar. It's like building a house. You wouldn't start without a blueprint, right? So before you jump on the latest investment bandwagon, ask yourself, do I really understand what I'm getting into? If the answer is no, then it might be time to hit the brakes and do some more research. Remember, investing without understanding is like playing a game of chance, and when it comes to your hard-earned money, who wants to leave things to chance? All right. Let's talk about having a solid financial plan. Picture this. You're going on a road trip. Would you start driving without a destination in mind? Probably not. Well, managing your money is pretty much the same. You need a roadmap, a plan to guide you to where you want to go financially. Now let's break it down. Imagine you're building a house. You wouldn't just start nailing boards together randomly, right? You'd have a blueprint, a plan that shows you step by step how to build that house. Your finances work the same way. So what happens when you don't have a financial plan? Well, it's like sailing without a compass. You're drifting aimlessly with no clear direction. You might end up spending money on things that don't really matter or getting into debt without realizing it. But here's the good news. Creating a financial plan isn't rocket science. It's about setting goals and figuring out how to reach them. Maybe your goal is to buy a house, start a business, or retire early. Whatever it is, a plan helps you stay focused and make smarter decisions with your money. Now let's talk about budgeting. I know it sounds boring, but stick with me. Budgeting is like giving your money a job. It's about telling each dollar where to go instead of wondering where it went. By tracking your income and expenses, you can see where your money is going and make adjustments if needed. All right, let's get real for a moment. Living paycheck to paycheck is stressful. It's like running on a treadmill. You're working hard, but you're not getting anywhere. But with a financial plan, you can break free from that cycle. You can start saving for emergencies, investing for the future, and ultimately living life on your own terms. So having a financial plan is like having a superpower. It gives you control over your money and your future. So take some time to sit down, set some goals, and make a plan. Now let's talk about something that often gets overlooked but is crucial for long-term financial success: continuous education. You see, when we talk about financial pitfalls, the wealthy dodge that the average person falls into, neglecting continuous education is a big one. Imagine this: you're cruising along in your financial journey, feeling pretty good about where you're at. But here's the thing: the world is always changing, especially in the realm of finance. New investment strategies, tax laws, and economic trends emerge all the time. If you're not staying updated, you might find yourself left behind. Think of continuous education as your secret weapon in the battle for financial success. It's like having a superpower that allows you to adapt and thrive in any financial landscape. Successful people like Warren Buffett swear by it. They're constantly reading, learning, and staying informed about the latest trends and developments. Now you might be thinking, but I don't have time to keep up with all that. And hey, I get it. Life is busy. But here's the thing: you don't need to dedicate hours every day to stay informed. Even just setting aside a bit of time each week to read articles, listen to podcasts, or watch videos about finance can make a world of difference. Here's another way to look at it. Continuous education is like planting seeds in a garden. At first, it might not seem like much, but over time, those seeds grow into strong, healthy plants that bear fruit. Similarly, the knowledge and skills you gain through continuous education can compound over time, leading to greater financial success in the long run. And let's not forget about the risks of neglecting continuous education. Just like a plant needs water and sunlight to thrive, your financial knowledge needs regular nourishment to stay relevant. Without it, you might find yourself making outdated investment decisions or missing out on opportunities that could have helped you grow your wealth. So, whether it's reading books, attending seminars, or simply staying informed about current events, make continuous education a priority in your financial journey. All right, let's talk about debt. Debt can be a bit like a double-edged sword. It can help you grow your wealth if you use it wisely, but it can also cut deep if you're not careful. The key here is finding that sweet spot where you're using debt to your advantage without getting in over your head. Now, imagine debt is like a loan from a friend. If you borrow some money to invest in something that will make you even more money, like starting a business or buying a property, that can be a smart move. It's like borrowing a lawnmower from your neighbor to mow lawns and earn some extra cash you're using that borrowed tool to make more money in the long run. But here's where things can get tricky: over-leveraging debt. This is when you borrow more money than you can comfortably handle, like maxing out multiple credit cards or taking out loans for things that don't actually help you make more money. It's like borrowing money from everyone you know to invest in something risky without a solid plan. Sure, it might pay off big, but it could also leave you drowning in debt. The key is to use debt strategically, like a tool in your financial toolbox. You want to make sure that the money you're borrowing is going towards investments that have the potential to grow your wealth, whether that's through earning higher returns than the interest you're paying or increasing the value of an asset over time. Think of it like this: if you're using debt to invest in something that will generate income, like a rental property or a business venture, that can be a smart move. It's like planting seeds in a garden. You're investing a little now in the hopes of reaping a bigger harvest later on. But if you're borrowing money just to buy stuff you don't really need or can't afford, that's when you're getting into dangerous territory. It's like trying to build a house on shaky ground. Sooner or later, it's going to come crashing down. So the bottom line here is to use debt wisely. Make sure you're borrowing for the right reasons and that you have a solid plan for how you're going to pay it back. That way, you can harness the power of debt to help you build wealth rather than letting it drag you down. All right, let's talk about taxes. I know, it's not the most exciting topic, but trust me, it's crucial for your financial health. Here's the deal: ignoring tax strategies is like leaving money on the table. The wealthy understand this game well, and they play it smart. Now, when we talk about tax strategies, we're not talking about anything shady or illegal. We're talking about using the tax laws to your advantage legally, of course. It's like finding loopholes in a maze, except these loopholes are there for everyone to use. So what do the wealthy do that sets them apart when it comes to taxes? Well, they have a whole arsenal of tricks up their sleeves. They invest in tax-efficient accounts, like IRAs and 401ks, where their money can grow tax-free or tax-deferred. It's like planting seeds in fertile soil. Your money grows without being eaten up by taxes. Then there are deductions. Ever heard of those? They're like little rewards from the government for doing things they want you to do anyway. Things like donating to charity or investing in certain industries can lower your taxable income, which means you keep more of your hard-earned cash in your pocket. And let's not forget about charitable giving. Not only does it feel good to give back, but it can also be a savvy tax move. When you donate to qualified charities, you can deduct those donations from your taxable income, reducing your overall tax bill. It's a win-win situation. You help others while helping yourself. But here's the thing. Many people overlook these tax strategies because, well, taxes are boring, right? Wrong. Ignoring tax planning is like ignoring a leaky faucet. It may seem small at first, but over time, it can cost you big. By paying attention to the tax code and using it to your advantage, you can keep more of your money where it belongs, in your pocket. So the next time tax season rolls around, don't just blindly fill out your forms and hope for the best. Take the time to explore your options, talk to a tax professional if you need to, and make sure you're taking full advantage of every opportunity to minimize your tax burden. So by incorporating some of the strategies from these 10 financial pitfalls, the wealthy dodge that the average person falls into, you can take significant steps towards enhancing your financial well-being. Remember, the path to financial success is paved with informed decisions and smart choices. Learn from the examples set by the wealthy and apply their principles to your own life. Remember, the purpose of this video is to broaden your horizons in the realm of investing. It's not about handing you a ready-to-eat financial meal, but about teaching you how to cook one yourself. Investing comes with its share of risks and uncertainties, so it's crucial to wear your research hat and consult with qualified professionals before making any financial decisions. Now, if you found this video helpful, I highly recommend watching my next video, which is the perfect complement to this one. Thank you for joining us today, and don't forget, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your engagement is like applause for our efforts, and it motivates us to bring even more valuable content your way. So, feel free to drop a comment below. I appreciate your support, and I'll see you in my next video.